Hello guys. Uh, I'll get straight to it, which is that today is day 87 out of 90 of me working out, hitting the gym every single day for 90 days. So I'm going to hit 90 in 3 days and I'm going to do it. I feel like 87 is close enough. And I've learned a lot and I've grown up quite a bit in these last 3 months. And I wanted to do 90 because that's kind of just a number that, I don't know, it just sounds cool. 90 days, it's 3 months, which in general is what people recommend, let's say. It's a number that sort of, it's just tossed around a lot. I'll just phrase it like that. And I've learned a lot, but the first point I want to make is that 10% of what I've gained is physical. Like here, I'll show you like a before and after. There's not much difference. I mean, I would argue my face has gotten a bit thinner. I've definitely gotten stronger. I've also been rock climbing on the side. I do that about twice a week. But 90% of what I've learned from this challenge and what I've benefited, or how I've benefited from this challenge, we'll say, is mental. And I think because of that, even when the 90 days wraps up, I think I'm just going to keep going and just see how long it lasts, because it's probably been the greatest thing I've ever done. And I'll get into why, of course, throughout the rest of this video. But I took some notes on some of the things I learned, and there's quite a bit, but yeah. So without further ado, yeah, I mean, just to start off with some physical stats, I weigh about 73 kilos, which is like 160 pounds, I think, something like that. And I stayed at about that weight throughout this whole thing. And for reference, at the start of this challenge, I didn't actually measure it, but my best ever 1 rep max on bench press was 80 kilos, so like 175 pounds. So that's the bar plus 45 plus 20 on each side. After 30 days, I did it, and I had a friend spotting me, and I got 185. And then 30 days later, I got 195. Or it might have been like a week later, honest. Actually, okay. No, it definitely wasn't that quick. But then after the first 30 days, it went up 10 pounds, and then it went up another 10 to 195. And I haven't tested it since. I'll test it soon, probably. So obviously, there were definitely strength gains made. I think it also comes from me doing rock climbing, escalade, as we say in French. So that's the first thing. But that's such a small part of what I actually learned from this challenge, right? So that's, let me cross that off. That's one. Another thing that I also came to understand is when you put your mind to something like this, you know, a thing that I have exams, I'm still in school, this is my last semester. I have exams, I have essays, I also have work, I make videos. I have a marketing agency where I make videos for startups. I have work, I have friends to see, I have events to go to. A club that I am the president of at my university, at McGill University. I have all these things that are happening, but no matter what, if I had just half an hour or an hour in the day free, well, and I hadn't hit the gym yet, well, I know what I have to do. I have to hit the gym. But in order to do that, you have to make sure that you sleep well the night before, because even if you say you want to go at 5 p.m., right? If you sleep like crap the night before, you'll be lethargic and it'll just be so much harder for you to go. And so one thing that this challenge really taught me is that if you want to go to the gym every day, you really have to get good sleep, eat healthy, drink a lot of water, so that you feel good throughout the day. Because if not, this challenge would have been absolutely impossible and I would have given up after a week. Imagine if after a week I'm dreading waking up, dreading going to the gym because it's not fun. It's not fun because I don't feel good. And that's the whole point of this at the end of the day, right? So you sort of have no choice but to eat healthy and go to sleep and get sleep. And so that also means that things like alcohol, that's another thing. Alcohol is, I think, the greatest thing that mankind has ever invented. But you really have to be careful, because if I want to go on an absolute bender the night before an early morning workout, I can do that. No one's telling me what to do. But you just have to accept the consequences of only getting 4 hours of sleep and getting hungover. Are your lifts going to be as strong? Are you going to feel as good? And why even bother? What's the point of doing all of this if you're just going to waste it away by drinking, you know? So why do that to yourself? So at some point within this challenge, I basically just stopped drinking. Maybe I'll have a drink, let's say once every 2 weeks. But even then, it's small. Knowing that I should drink a lot of water, eat well before and after, and get enough sleep so that the next morning I don't really feel it and I can hit the gym and do a good job. So you're really forced to have good habits. You can do that stuff. You can drink. It's whatever. But just accept the consequences. We say, il faut assumer. Il faut l'assumer. You have to accept it, and you have to take ownership of your habits. Of the fact that if I drink, or if I go out, if I stay up late, if I don't eat healthy, how am I going to feel the next day? And at some point, the question became so obvious to me that I would so much rather have an epic morning than have an epic night. Because having an epic night is fleeting. You feel it, you get a bit tipsy, you have a bit of fun, you do some stupid stuff, you take some stupid photos, but that's it. But having this consistent habit, having this lifestyle, it's everlasting. And it's something that, it's an energy that you give off as well. So that's another point I really want to hit home, is that, again, alcohol is awesome, but you really have to be careful. So that's enough of the kind of the negative stuff, but more positively, I think one thing that I'm really proud of in these 90 days, I can tell if there's a before and there's an after of the friends that I've made. Obviously, I don't go around being like, hi, I'm Michael. I work out every single day. You don't do that. But, you know, you talk to people, you mention, oh, I like going to the gym. I have to go today, for example, and they'll be like, oh, that's admirable. I admire that. That's a beautiful thing, that you hit the gym and that you set time to do that. By the way, I do want to mention as well, some of my workouts are as short as 30 minutes sometimes, because sometimes maybe you're having a bad day, or you're getting tired, or maybe you're stressed, and so sometimes you won't go as hard in a workout. You know, that's another thing I should mention as well, is that I obviously wasn't going 100% every single day. I'm a student, I'm in school. If I'm going 100% every single day and going to the point of exhaustion, this also would have been impossible. So you have to kind of pace yourself. Maybe go 100% 3 days a week, but then maybe 60% on those other days so your muscles can recover. That's another point too. I'm jumping all over the place, but if I could recommend, I would not recommend doing this every single day. Absolutely not. I would actually suggest maybe going 5 to 6 days a week so your muscles will recover. And I actually think I would have gained more strength had I gone 5 to 6 days a week instead of 7. But I wanted to do 90 days because I told myself I was going to do it. So I did it. Anyways. Yes, you attract like-minded people. When you mention that you have good habits, okay, that sounds really pretentious. When you mention that you go to the gym, when you mention that you like working out, people see that and they take note of that. And I've actually made new friends who have been like, oh, I'd love to join you and hit the gym one day. I would love to see how you work out. I'd love to learn a thing or two from you. And I love learning from other people. So when I see my other friends that like going to the gym, I will ask them, oh, let's get a workout in together. I want to learn something from you. And maybe they can learn something from me too. And you hang out with those people more and they motivate you, and then you also motivate them. And it's a beautiful thing, because then You're just surrounded by positive people who want the best for you physically, but then also beyond that, you know? After we'll work out, we'll get a little coffee, we'll chat. It's nice. We'll help each other with school or with business, whatever it may be. But I've just found that my relationships are so much more wholesome. You know, they promote people want to see me succeed, and that's something I'm super grateful for. When I mention, oh, I hit the gym every day, it attracts like-minded people, and that's, I think, the biggest thing I've taken away. Maybe I said that about something else already, but one of the biggest things. And yeah, and I think it's separated people as well, like those who have bad habits in my life. I've sort of distanced myself away, and instead chose to surround myself with people that are going to be a positive influence and that are going to lift me up towards my goals. And all of this as well, I think the biggest, I said this already, but the biggest thing that's happened is before this, so this is my last semester at university. When I left Washington, D.C., it's where I'm from, to come up to Montreal for university, I said goodbye to my parents. I didn't have any direction of what I was going to do, and I graduate in 2 weeks. It's November. I graduate in 2 weeks. In August, I would have had no idea. If you had asked me, what is it that you're going to do after university, I would have said, I have no idea. But since then, I've always had a passion for making videos, for example. That's why I'm doing this one. But I was just sitting in a cafe one day with a friend who was doing some freelancing marketing work for this company. And the company wanted to start doing TikToks and YouTube shorts. And I'm a bit of an expert, we'll call it, in video editing, especially TikToks and shorts, short form content. And so my friend was asking me for tips, asking me how to do things in Premiere Pro, whatever it is. And after about half an hour, he just goes, hey, Mike, could I just offload this to you and I'll pay you? And that was sort of the spark. And since then, I've secured a few more clients to the point where I have enough clients to be able to make videos for a living full time. And I'm not saying that's directly a cause for me working out, but I do think that is a result. I just think everything's tied together. So if I'm feeling healthy, I'll feel good from a business mindset. I'll feel good in school. I'll feel good in my relationships. And people will see that, and people will see the value in what it is that you have to offer as a person. And so that, my friend gave me a helping hand and was like, I would love to offload this to you because you're a nice person and incredibly talented at video making. And this is all tied to just feeling healthy. If I wasn't feeling the best version of myself, I wouldn't have been so open-minded and open to this experience, to this offer that my friend had for me. And so since then, I've secured some clients in the last 3 months, and the business has taken off a bit. And so now I finally have a direction. That's the biggest thing. That's the big thing. I've said that's the biggest thing 5 times. And you'll laugh at me in the comments, but that's okay. The most important thing, there we go, that's happened to me is that I have found a direction. And I feel like I have something to work towards. Finally. Because I didn't have that before, really. Going to my last semester of university, it's scary what's going to happen after. Going to the gym sets a precedent where I tell myself, I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on my goals. And people are going to see that, and they're going to want to help me out. The universe is going to want to help me out. And since then, I've made so many amazing friends, had so many cool opportunities, met so many amazing startups who I make videos for now. And so, yeah, I think, honestly, if I had to summarize all of this, working out every single day has just made me a more complete person in everything in life. Better relationships. I'm eating healthier as well. I'm sleeping so much better. My entrepreneurial journey is just getting started, but I couldn't even imagine I'd be an entrepreneur 3 months ago. And overall, I just feel better. And I'm more confident in my own skin. And that's priceless, right? So, I made myself salad the other day. I'm 21, who does that, right? I'm eating grapes are my favorite snack. There's a cucumber in my fridge. You know? I started cooking more to learn to make more innovative meals, right? healthier meals. Before I just made ground beef and rice every day, which is not unhealthy, let's say, but now I'm like, how can I add a vegetable to this? Can I cook? Let's cook some green beans, you know? Let's not cook. Let's boil some green beans. Let's add some broccoli to this. I would have never thought that before. And that's all because of this one central goal, which is hit the gym for every single day. And yeah, I've definitely gotten stronger, but that's 10% of it. 90% is everything else that's happened because of it and all the lessons I've learned. And I hope by me sharing this, maybe this helps at least one person. If this helps just one person, then that's all I care about. But I also hope to look back on this in a few years when I'm just starting my entrepreneurial journey. I'm 21, about to finish school. I'm just now entering the workforce, we'll call it, but I'm not really working. I'm making videos and getting paid to do it, which is, it's not really work when you're having fun. So, yeah, super proud. So, thanks.